What if I told you that right now? In your drawer, your piggy bank, or even your pocket, you might be carrying a piece of history that could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? At first glance, it's just a penny, 1 cent. But if the date reads 1939 and there's no mint mark, what you're holding isn't just copper, it's a living piece of American history. A coin that has quietly captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. And in today's market, it's turning heads for all the right reasons. Whether you're a longtime collector or just getting started, the story behind the 1939 wheat penny will fascinate you and maybe even spark your next great find. So, what makes this seemingly ordinary coin so extraordinary? Let's rewind. The wheat penny, or the Lincoln wheat cent, was minted from 1909 to 1958, becoming one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. On the obverse, the proud profile of President Abraham Lincoln. On the reverse, two elegant wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent and United States of America. Simple, classic, timeless, but the 1939 wheat penny, specifically the version without a mint mark, stands out as something truly special. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally didn't use a mint mark, this coin comes from a pivotal point in American history. Just as the Great Depression was nearing its end, and the world stood on the brink of war, these pennies were minted during a time of uncertainty, resilience, and profound change. Holding one today is like holding a chapter from a history book, only more tangible. Though millions were produced, finding a 1939 no mint mark wheat penny in well-preserved condition is rare. Most have been worn down, tossed aside, or lost to time. That's why collectors hunt for examples with crisp details, Lincoln's sharp profile, clear wheat stalk lines, and a strong copper hue that still glows with vintage charm. Philadelphia was known for producing some of the best quality strikes during that era, and this coin is a shining example. No mint mark, no gimmicks, just solid craftsmanship and historical weight. So why all the buzz? Why is this coin so hot right now? Because it represents more than just a year. It captures a moment, a nation rebounding, a world changing, and a currency that quietly carried the weight of it all in people's pockets. Collectors don't just want this coin, they chase it, especially when found in high grades. Sure, average circulated examples have solid value, but when one shows up in near mint or uncirculated condition, with that original luster, clean fields, and minimal wear, that's when things get really exciting. Some of these pristine examples have been known to fetch as much as $435,000. And yes, that's for a 1-cent coin. But in the rare coin world, it's not about the denomination. It's the story, the rarity, and the condition that send the price soaring. And that demand, it's only growing. More collectors are entering the space. More investors are recognizing the long-term potential. And the number of surviving high-grade coins, it's steadily shrinking. So how do you find one? How do you know you've got the real deal? Condition is everything. Look for clean surfaces, minimal contact marks, and a strong strike. Grading matters. Learn how to evaluate coins, or rely on professional grading services. And always buy from trusted dealers or verified auctions. Provenance and authenticity are key in this market. Be patient. Great coins don't appear every day. But when they do, you want to be ready. Because this isn't just about owning a coin. It's about owning a moment, a finely crafted piece of American legacy, a 1939 wheat penny with no mint mark, carrying decades of history in its tiny frame. And it's not just sentimental value we're talking about. This is real financial appreciation, a smart, strategic move for those looking to blend passion with investment. So whether you're building your personal collection, investing in history, or simply drawn to the beauty of classic coinage, the 1939 no mint mark wheat penny belongs at the top of your list. Stay curious. Keep hunting, because sometimes the greatest treasures hide in plain sight, disguised as a simple penny. If you ever stumble upon a penny dated 1923, pause for just a moment, because what you're holding could be so much more than just spare change. This 1-cent coin, minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark and preserved in good condition, is quietly making waves across the rare coin collecting world. It's not just a relic from the early 20th century, it's a symbol of resilience, a testament to American heritage, and a rising star in today's booming market. Whether you're just starting your collection or you've been a seasoned numismatist for years, this coin has become a standout, commanding incredible attention and jaw-dropping price tags in recent auctions. So what's the story behind the 1923 wheat penny? What makes it so special? Let's take a step back in time. This coin is part of the legendary Lincoln Wheat Cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It marked a bold new chapter in American coin design. For the first time ever, a real person, our 16th president, graced U.S. currency. The man behind this iconic image, Victor David Brenner, whose portrait of Lincoln remains one of the most recognized and beloved in American numismatics, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This 1923 penny carries no mint mark, standard for the era and location. But beyond these technical details lies the coin's true significance. It captures a unique chapter in American history, post-World War I, a time when the nation was evolving fast, stepping into a decade of growth, innovation, and change. That story is etched into every curve and detail of the coin. On the front, Lincoln's bold and thoughtful profile stares forward, framed by the words, "In God We Trust." It's a design both powerful and simple. Flip it over, and you find two wheat stalks flanking the denomination and United States of America, a clean, timeless look collectors have adored for over a century. Here's the catch. When found in good condition or better, this coin becomes a true treasure. Most 1923 pennies didn't survive the everyday wear of circulation in good shape. Many were worn down, damaged, or lost altogether. So the ones that remain with clear details and even a hint of original patina, those coins are rare and highly prized. Time hasn't been kind to many of these pennies. They were used for everyday purchases, carried in pockets, jingled in tills. That's why a well-preserved example is like finding a piece of history frozen in time, and that rarity drives the value. A well-preserved 1923 wheat penny in good condition can fetch prices around $300,000. But it doesn't stop there. Coins graded from very fine to extra fine have been known to sell for $50,000 or more. And for the rare, uncirculated specimens, the mint state beauties, untouched by circulation, auction prices have climbed to $950,000 or even beyond. In some heated bidding battles, certain examples have pushed well into the millions. So what's fueling this incredible surge? It comes down to scarcity, history, and quality. High-grade 1923 pennies are few and far between. As more collectors and investors enter the market, the hunt for these coins intensifies and prices keep climbing. If you're thinking about adding one to your collection, here are a few expert tips. First, always verify authenticity. Work with trusted dealers or certified grading services. Pay close attention to Lincoln's face, the wheat stalks, and the date. The details here reveal a lot about a coin's condition and value. Second, stay vigilant. Keep an eye on major auction houses, estate sales, and coin shows. These coins don't appear often, and when they do, they move fast. And once you acquire one, protect your investment. Store the coin in a protective holder, away from heat, humidity, and chemicals. Proper preservation isn't just about care, it's about holding on to value for decades and generations to come. The 1923 wheat penny without a mint mark is more than old currency. It's a living artifact, a coin that tells the story of America's post-war rise, and one that continues to grow in demand and prestige every year. With its rich history, striking design, and soaring market appeal, this coin has earned its place as a crown jewel in the world of rare American cents. So whether you're building your first portfolio or chasing the next great find, don't let this one slip away. The 1923 wheat penny may be small, but it holds enormous potential. Keep searching, stay curious, and remember, some of the most valuable pieces of history can fit right in the palm of your hand. Let's keep this treasure hunt rolling, because next up is a coin that might just be hiding in plain sight. It's the 1952 wheat penny, 1 cent, without a mint mark. And while this one might not grab your attention at first glance, don't underestimate it. What looks like an ordinary penny could, in fact, be an extraordinary find. Now, this coin is often skipped over by casual collectors. But for seasoned numismatists, it's a hidden gem, thanks to its deep historical roots, subtle design features, and surprising scarcity in higher grades. It's become a serious prize in the collecting world. So if you've ever wondered what it looks like when history meets hard value, stick around, because this little copper coin is truly something special. The 1952 wheat penny belongs to the legendary Lincoln Wheat Cent series, a run that stretched from 1909 to 1958. And for many collectors, this series is more than just coins. It's a journey through American history. These pennies reflect nearly half a century of changing times, and at their core, they honor the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. That alone gives them a certain weight. Now, here's what sets the 1952 version apart. This particular penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, during that era, didn't mark its coins with a mint letter. That's why you'll see no mint mark on these. And while that might sound like a small detail, it's exactly what makes it so important to collectors. That missing mark tells a story and adds to the appeal. From a design standpoint, this penny is pure Americana. The obverse shows Lincoln in profile, his face worn with wisdom, his gaze steady. Flip it over, and you'll find two graceful wheat ears curving around the words, 1 cent and United States of America. Those wheat stalks, they symbolize prosperity, hope, and the strength of American agriculture, deep-rooted values that defined the country in the early 20th century. Now here's where things get exciting. Even though millions of these coins were minted, the ones that have survived in fine or better condition, they're a different story. Most were tossed in jars, passed around in pockets, and worn down over decades of daily use. But once in a while, a well-preserved one turns up, and that's when collectors start paying serious attention. The best examples still carry sharp detail. Lincoln's hairline, the crisp lettering, and the fine lines on the wheat ears. These are the signs of a coin that's been cared for, or maybe just forgotten somewhere safe. And with its rich reddish-brown copper tone, when polished or properly preserved, it gleams like a miniature time capsule. But make no mistake, the real magic of the 1952 wheat penny without a mint mark is its rarity and high-quality condition. That scarcity, combined with the age and historical significance, has turned this humble penny into a major prize, especially for collectors trying to build a complete Lincoln Wheat Cent set. This one is a cornerstone. So what kind of value are we talking about? Well, buckle up, because this might surprise you. A 1952 wheat penny with no mint mark, in fine condition, has been known to fetch up to $470,000 in auctions and private sales. That's right, almost $500,000 for a single cent. And that figure's not a fluke. It's a reflection of real demand and the growing intensity in the vintage coin market. Collectors today aren't just buying for nostalgia, they're investing. And coins like this one are becoming tangible assets, prized for their rarity, stability, and beauty. If you're thinking about hunting one down, or maybe you already have one stashed away, here are a few tips. First, condition is everything. Coins that hold their luster with strong, clear details and minimal wear will always command a premium. So whether you're buying or evaluating what you already own, look closely at the texture, the shine, and the overall surface. And always verify authenticity. Buy from reputable dealers. Look for coins that have been professionally graded or certified. It might cost a little more up front, but that peace of mind and the boost in value is absolutely worth it. Storage also matters. These coins are over 70 years old, and they'll only stay valuable if they're protected. Keep them in cool, dry places. Use proper coin holders. Avoid touching them with bare hands. All of these small steps can help preserve that six-figure shine. It's got beauty, rarity, and real investment value, all wrapped into one tiny piece of copper. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started. So don't overlook the small stuff, because in the world of rare coins, even the most unassuming penny might just turn out to be your next great discovery. If you're enjoying these deep dives into rare American coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next treasure we uncover. If you've ever picked up an old penny from the 1930s and thought, just another coin, think again. Because the 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark, in extra fine condition, isn't just a piece of pocket change. It's a rising star in the world of rare coin collecting. And believe it or not, this 1-cent copper relic is now turning heads at auctions, shaking up the market, and becoming a must-have for serious collectors across the country. So what makes this ordinary-looking penny such a big deal? Let's rewind the clock. The year was 1934. America was still reeling from the effects of the Great Depression. Banks had failed, jobs were scarce, and every penny mattered, literally. But that same year marked a turning point. The U.S. Mint kicked back into high gear, ramping up coin production to meet the rising demand of a recovering economy. Among the coins minted that year was this humble Lincoln wheat cent, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And like all Philadelphia coins at the time, it carries no mint mark. At first glance, it may seem like just another wheat penny. But here's where the story gets interesting. Most of these coins were used and abused, passed from hand to hand, lost in drawers, worn down by decades of circulation. So when one of these 1934 pennies surfaces, today in extra fine condition, that's when collectors take notice. Why? Because finding one with sharp detail, clean surfaces, and its original luster still intact, that's rare, really rare. And rarity is what drives the coin world. On the obverse, you've got the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. In high-grade condition, Lincoln's features are crisp. You can still see the fine lines in his hair, the fold of his collar, the defined cheek and jawline. On the reverse, those iconic wheat stalks? They still stand tall and sharp, framing the bold lettering with a clarity that makes the design pop. And the color, oh, the color. Many of these coins, when well preserved, hold onto a rich, chocolate-brown patina, sometimes with a warm reddish glow. Under the right light, they shimmer like antique jewelry. But don't let the beauty fool you. This coin's true power is in its rarity and value. You see, back in 1934, no one was collecting pennies for profit. People were scraping by. These coins were used to buy bread, milk, bus fare, whatever they could stretch a cent to cover. So finding one that somehow avoided decades of wear and tear, that's like discovering a time traveler from the past. And collectors today are willing to pay big money for that kind of survivor. How big? Well, hold on to your hat, because in today's market, a 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark, in extra fine condition, can sell for as much as $450,000. That's right, nearly $500,000 for a single penny. And depending on the coin strike, color, and preservation, prices can climb even higher. What's driving this surge? A few key factors. More collectors are getting into the hobby, especially younger generations, hungry for tangible investments. Meanwhile, the supply of high-grade early 20th century coins is shrinking. Coins like the 1934 wheat penny are no longer just collectibles. They're historical assets. And in the right condition, they're becoming modern-day treasures. So how do you know if you've found one worth keeping or worth chasing? Start with the details. Look for coins where Lincoln's hair and coat are sharp and defined. On the reverse, check the wheat stalks and lettering. Are they clear, crisp, free of heavy wear? Coins that still flash some original luster or show a consistent, attractive tone will always command more attention. And don't forget, professional. Grading can take the guesswork out and drastically increase a coin's value. Looking to buy one? Your best bet is to stick with established dealers, major coin shows, or trusted online platforms. Estate sales and old coin collections can sometimes yield hidden gems too. But remember, authenticity matters. When you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, don't take chances. Store your finds carefully. Keep them in protective holders, away from heat, moisture, or chemicals. With the right storage, this penny can remain a powerful piece of history and a prized investment for generations. So here's the bottom line. The 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark, in extra fine condition, isn't just a copper coin. It's a survivor from one of the hardest chapters in American history. It's a symbol of resilience. And today, it's a high-value target for collectors who know exactly what to look for. If you already own one, consider yourself lucky. You might be holding a fortune. And if you don't, keep your eyes open, because treasures like this don't come around often. But when they do, they prove that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest story. Thanks for watching. If you love uncovering the history and the hidden value behind rare American coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And drop a comment if there's a coin you want us to spotlight next. Because in this world, every penny has a story worth telling. More collectors are getting into the hobby, especially younger generations, hungry for tangible investments. Meanwhile, the supply of high-grade early 20th century coins is shrinking. Coins like the 1934 wheat penny are no longer just collectibles. They're historical assets, and in the right condition, they're becoming modern-day treasures. So how do you know if you've found one worth keeping or worth chasing? Start with the details. Look for coins where Lincoln's hair and coat are sharp and defined. On the reverse, check the wheat stalks and lettering. Are they clear, crisp, free of heavy wear? Coins that still flash some original luster or show a consistent, attractive tone will always command more attention. And don't forget, professional. Grading can take the guesswork out and drastically increase a coin's value. Looking to buy one? Your best bet is to stick with established dealers, major coin shows, or trusted online platforms. Estate sales and old coin collections can sometimes yield hidden gems too. But remember, authenticity matters. When you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, don't take chances. Store your finds carefully. Keep them in protective holders, away from heat, moisture, or chemicals. With the right storage, this penny can remain a powerful piece of history and a prized investment for generations. So here's the bottom line. The 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark, in extra fine condition, isn't just a copper coin. It's a survivor from one of the hardest chapters in American history. It's a symbol of resilience, and today, it's a high-value target for collectors who know exactly what to look for. If you already own one, consider yourself lucky. You might be holding a fortune. And if you don't, keep your eyes open, because treasures like this don't come around often. But when they do, they prove that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest story. Thanks for watching. If you love uncovering the history and the hidden value behind rare American coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And drop a comment if there's a coin you want us to spotlight next. Because in this world, every penny has a story worth telling. It's small, it's copper, and at first glance, it might seem like just another penny from the past. But if that date reads 1945, and there's no mint mark, you could be holding one of the most valuable and sought-after wheat pennies in existence. This isn't just a coin, it's a link to the end of World War II, a silent witness to a world on the edge of transformation. And today, it's one of the most coveted gems in the collector's market. Let's uncover why the 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark is capturing the attention and the wallets of collectors around the globe. The story starts decades earlier. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was introduced in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, Lincoln's solemn profile on the front, and 2 wheat stalks on the back, symbolizing growth and prosperity. But the 1945 edition, it's more than a commemorative design. It's a marker of a turning point in history. 1945 was the year the world exhaled. The year World War II came to an end. The world changed, and so did the meaning of every object from that era, especially coins minted in those final wartime months. This penny, with no mint mark, was struck at the historic Philadelphia Mint, the original U.S. minting facility. That alone gives it heritage value. But what truly sets it apart? Its rarity in very good condition, or better. Most pennies from the mid-1940s were heavily circulated, worn down in everyday use. But every now and then, one survives. Sharp details, strong lettering, Lincoln's profile crisp and clear, the wheat stalk still visible. When that happens, you're not just looking at a coin, you're holding a time capsule. And collectors? They notice. The Philadelphia strike is already prized for its craftsmanship. Add in wartime history, pristine condition, and increasing scarcity, and you've got a coin commanding serious respect and serious value in today's collector market. How serious? Well, a 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark in very good condition has been known to fetch up to $750,000. Yes, $750,000 for a 1-cent coin. It's not a fluke. That number reflects real market demand. Collectors want this coin, investors chase it. And numismatists know it's more than just rare. It's iconic. But this isn't just about the money. Owning a 1945 wheat penny is like holding the end of an era in the palm of your hand. It's about legacy, about preserving a piece of history you can see, touch, and treasure. So how do you find one? And how do you know it's authentic? Start by looking for clear details. A defined Lincoln portrait, sharp wheat stalks, a clean date. Condition matters, and so does grading. A professionally graded coin from a respected service adds value and trust. Always buy from reputable dealers or auction houses. The higher the price, the more important it is to verify authenticity and provenance. And once you find a great specimen, move quickly. These coins don't stay on the market for long, because in this world, rarity meets competition, and hesitation can mean a missed opportunity. The 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark is more than a piece of currency. It's a symbol of strength, history, and the enduring power of American coinage. It's a collector's dream and a savvy investor's smart move. So whether you're just beginning your numismatic journey or expanding a carefully curated collection, keep your eyes open for this treasure. Because the next time you come across a simple copper coin with a 1945 date and no mint mark, it might just change everything. Happy collecting, and may your next find be the crown jewel of your collection. All right, now let's talk about a coin that's turning heads in the world of collecting. The 1960 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark. This isn't just any old penny. For collectors, this coin is a real treasure. It has a rich backstory, some truly standout features, and today, it's considered one of the more valuable pieces you can find in U.S. coinage. Whether you've been collecting for years, or you're just dipping your toes into this fascinating hobby, this is one coin you'll definitely want to know about. So, what makes the 1960 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark so special? Let's break it down. The Lincoln penny itself has been around since 1909. It was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and it was designed by Victor David Brenner, a name every coin enthusiast knows well. That original design, with Lincoln's portrait on the front and wheat stalks on the back, became a symbol of American currency. And it stayed that way until the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 1960, the Denver Mint produced a batch of these pennies, and they were marked with a small but very important D beneath the date. That tiny letter makes a big difference. Even though the wheat design officially ended in 1958, 1960 still holds a lot of weight in numismatic circles because of the sheer quality and detail in those Denver minted coins. The D Mint, 1960 Lincoln penny stands out not just for its design, but for what it represents, a turning point in American coin design and production. Take a closer look at one of these coins, and you'll see what collectors are so excited about. Lincoln's profile is incredibly sharp. The lines are clean, the details are bold, and there's a craftsmanship to this coin that gives it a certain timeless appeal. From the fine etchings in Lincoln's face to the clarity of the lettering and date, everything about it just pops. And here's the thing. While millions were minted, very few survived in great condition. Over time, countless coins from that era were lost, damaged, or simply worn down through everyday use. So finding one today, especially in top-grade condition, is no easy feat. That's what drives up the value. Collectors go absolutely wild for coins that retain their original luster and show minimal signs of wear. So if you happen to have a 1960 D penny with crisp details and bright surfaces, you're holding something special. Now let's talk value, because this is where things get really exciting. A 1960 Lincoln penny with a D. Mint mark in average circulated condition can be worth as much as $280,000. That's right, 1 cent turning into $180,000. But it doesn't stop there. If the coin is in uncirculated or near mint condition, the price can soar. Some of the finest examples, especially those that have been certified in high grades, have been known to reach values up to $700,000. Just imagine one little copper penny, tucked away for decades, turning into a life-changing payout. But if you're thinking of collecting or investing in this coin, there are a few things you need to know. First and foremost, authenticity matters. Unfortunately, the rare coin market has its share of fakes. That's why it's so important to buy only from trusted dealers, or to have your coin authenticated by experts like the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A certified coin is not only safer to own, it also holds more weight on the market. Next, pay attention to the condition. Coins that are free of blemishes, have full details, and retain their original color will always be worth more. If you're searching for a 1960 D penny or you already have one, keep it protected. Store it properly in a display case, coin flip, or airtight holder. Even the tiniest scratch can knock hundreds or even thousands off its value. And don't forget to keep an eye on the market. Coin values don't stay static. They rise and fall based on collector interest, scarcity, and demand. Staying informed means you'll be ready to buy at the right time or sell when the price is right. To wrap it all up, the 1960 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark is more than just a coin. It's a piece of American history. Its powerful story, beautiful design, and rising value make it a favorite among collectors everywhere. Whether you're a lifelong numismatist or just starting out, this coin offers something truly special. And if you're lucky enough to have one sitting in your collection, you might just be holding on to a future fortune. Stay curious, keep searching, and who knows? Your next great find might already be in your hands. Let's talk about a coin that's quietly become a star in the numismatic world. The 1961 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark. At first glance, it may look like just another old penny. But make no mistake, this 1-cent coin is a hidden gem. With its deep historical roots, standout features, and rising market value, the 1961 D penny is quickly gaining the attention of serious collectors and investors alike. Whether you're building your dream collection or just starting your coin journey, this is one coin you absolutely need to know about. So what makes the 1961 D Lincoln penny so special? The Lincoln cent has been a cornerstone of American currency since it debuted in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person designed by Victor David Brenner, and it instantly became iconic. Fast forward to 1961, and we see the continuation of this legacy. That year, the Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. But it's the Denver mint version, marked with a small D under the date, that has captured the most attention in recent years. Struck from a blend of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the 1961 D penny has both a classic look and a solid feel. It reflects the craftsmanship of the era. Clean lines, crisp details, and that unmistakable reddish-brown hue that only vintage copper coins can carry. On the obverse, you get Lincoln's familiar profile, dignified and enduring. And on the reverse, this coin still features the classic wheat design with 2 stalks flanking the words 1 cent. This was a look that symbolized American strength, agriculture, and growth. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Even though the Denver Mint produced a large number of 1961 pennies, only a tiny fraction of them have survived in uncirculated, pristine condition. Most went straight into circulation, used, worn, or simply tossed aside. Finding a 1961 D penny that still has sharp detail, original luster, and 0 signs of wear, that's rare. And in the world of rare coins, rarity equals value. The most desirable coins are those in mint state. No blemishes, no scratches, no discoloration. These top-tier examples have become increasingly hard to find. And as collectors scramble to grab them, prices have surged. So what kind of value are we talking about? A lightly circulated 1961 D penny may only be worth a few bucks, but an uncirculated gem-quality 1961 D penny that can command a price of $80,000. Or more depending on the grade, eye appeal, and demand. And in top-tier mint state, some of these coins have been valued at $300,000 or higher. Let that sink in. A single copper penny, just one, could be worth more than a house, all because it's been perfectly preserved through time. Now, if you're looking to add this powerhouse coin to your collection, here are a few key tips. Second, get it graded. Certification from a reputable organization like the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or the NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, not only confirms the coin's authenticity, it locks in its value and makes it far more attractive to buyers and collectors. Third, protect it. Use high-quality holders, capsules, or slabs to prevent scratches, fading, or corrosion. Even the tiniest flaw can cut thousands off a coin's value. And finally, keep an eye on the market. The world of coin collecting is always evolving. Prices shift, interest grows, and trends can turn an overlooked penny into a hot-ticket item overnight. Staying informed gives you the edge. In the end, the 1961 D. Lincoln penny is more than just spare change. It's a piece of American history, a snapshot of mid-century minting excellence. And for collectors, it's a chance to hold on to something truly rare, something that may only grow in value as time goes on. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just starting to explore this incredible hobby, the 1961 D penny is a smart, meaningful, and potentially lucrative addition to your collection. Because sometimes, the most valuable things come in the smallest packages. Despite its humble 1-cent face value, the 1956 wheat penny with a D mint mark has become one of the most sought-after coins in modern American numismatics. In this video, we'll explore the rich history behind this remarkable coin, its standout features, and why it commands such high demand among collectors today. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collecting journey, the rarity and beauty of this piece will certainly captivate you. First introduced in 1909, the wheat penny gets its name from the two iconic wheat stalks featured on the reverse, a design created by renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner. The 1956 edition is one of the final issues in the wheat penny series, which would be replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Minted during a period of post-war prosperity and industrial growth, the 1956 wheat penny, especially those struck at the Denver Mint, marked by a small D, represents a pivotal era in American coinage. As a piece of mid-20th century Americana, it carries not just monetary value, but a deep historical significance. The obverse showcases a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, reflecting the nation's respect for the 16th president. On the reverse, the sharply defined wheat stalks are a tribute to America's agricultural roots and economic strength during that time. The D mint mark signifies it was produced at the Denver Mint, a detail that collectors pay close attention to. The combination of quality, craftsmanship, and symbolic meaning makes this coin a standout in any collection. However, it's the condition of the coin that truly drives collector demand. Although millions of 1956 D pennies were minted, high-grade examples are significantly rarer today. Decades of circulation have worn down many examples, but discovering one in superb, uncirculated condition, with minimal wear and original luster intact is increasingly rare. These top-condition coins are what elevate the 1956 D penny from common to collectible treasure. In today's numismatic market, a 1956 D wheat penny in typical circulated grades is modestly valued, often between 5 to 50 cents. However, coins in mint state, MS or higher, especially those graded MS 66 or MS 67, read by services like PCGS or NGC, can command hundreds to a few $1,000s, depending on eye appeal and rarity. Claims of values reaching $190,000 to $470,000 for a 1956 D penny are greatly exaggerated and should be approached with skepticism. While incredibly rare, error coins or ultra-high-grade examples with exceptional qualities may sell at premium auctions for several $1,000s, but not typically in the six-figure range. If you're aiming to add a 1956 D wheat penny to your collection, here are a few tips. Prioritize condition. Look for coins with minimal marks, full detail, and original red luster. Store with care. Use protective holders to preserve value over time. Authenticate. Always buy from reputable dealers. And consider third-party grading from PCGS or NGC to confirm authenticity and grade. A professionally graded, authenticated coin carries significantly more weight in the marketplace, both for resale and long-term appreciation. The 1956D wheat penny is a cherished, collectible in today's coin market. Its combination of historical significance, aesthetic detail, and growing collector interest makes it a valuable addition to any portfolio, whether you're a casual hobbyist or a serious investor. As demand for rare and high-quality coins continues to grow, this small yet meaningful penny proves that even the most modest denomination can become a lasting treasure in American numismatics. The 1952D wheat penny featuring a stunning and rare black shade. Tone isn't just another old coin, it's a mysterious and visually captivating piece of American numismatic history. If you're passionate about rare finds, hidden treasures, or high-value collectibles, this is one coin and video you won't want to miss. Officially known as the Lincoln cent, the wheat penny was first minted in 1909 and continued until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. The 1952D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, belongs to this iconic era of U.S. coinage. It pays tribute to President Abraham Lincoln and features the classic wheat stalk. Reverse, a nod to America's agricultural strength. Over 746 million 1952D wheat pennies were minted. But what makes this particular coin so extraordinary is the rare black toning, a rarity, with a very low survival rate, making it a standout among more common red, brown, or copper tones. The 1952D wheat penny with this deep, black-toned surface is more than just vintage. It's a visual marvel. The rich, almost obsidian-like hue gives it a dramatic and striking appearance, unlike any standard issue. This unique toning is typically the result of natural oxidation, environmental exposure, or unusual storage conditions over decades, making each black-toned coin uniquely beautiful. Combined with a sharp D mint mark and crisp details in the wheat stalks and Lincoln's profile, these coins become true showpieces, highly prized for both their rarity and aesthetic impact. What truly boosts the desirability of the 1952D black-toned wheat penny is the combination of scarcity, age, and exceptional visual appeal. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for eye-catching variations of classic coins. When you combine a rare toning effect with excellent preservation and strong detail, the demand skyrockets. And as each year passes, the number of well-preserved examples with this black patina only decreases, driving up both mystique and market value. While most 1952D pennies in average condition are worth a few cents, high-grade, black-toned examples have seen significant interest. That said, some recent claims of values reaching $500,000 to $800,000 should be treated cautiously. These figures are highly inflated and not typical for any known 1952D penny, even with dramatic toning. In reality, a genuine 1952D wheat penny with strong black toning and professionally certified mint state condition could sell for hundreds to a few $1,000s, depending on eye appeal and demand. The highest values go to MS65+, red, brown, or brown coins with rich toning and strong provenance, but not near the six-figure range often misreported. If you're hunting for one of these black-toned gems, here are a few tips. Look for coins with sharp details, clean surfaces, and a naturally occurring, even black hue. Avoid artificially toned coins. Consult a professional or submit the coin to a top grading service, like PCGS or NGC, for authentication. Check estate sales, coin shows, and antique shops where underappreciated treasures sometimes hide in plain sight. The 1952D black-toned wheat penny is a remarkable combination of history, rarity, and visual appeal. It's a coin that continues to fascinate collectors worldwide, not just for what it is, but for how it looks and what it represents. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started, keeping an eye out for one of these beautiful and rare coins could be a rewarding addition to your collecting journey.